friends, and happy May. It's Miss Rachel from the William Jeans Library, and May is a lot of different things. It's the National Strawberry Month, National Photography Month, all kinds of things. But also, right now, there are many people around the world celebrating Ramadan. And Ramadan does not always fall at the same exact time in our Western calendar, but it always is the 9th month of the Islamic calendar. And so right now we are in that 9th month of the Islamic calendar. And like I said, many people all around the world are celebrating Ramadan. So we're going to read a book called Night of the Moon, a Muslim holiday story, which is about Ramadan. This book is by Hina Khan, and it's illustrated by Julie Pashkis. And I'm going to read this book to you today with permission of the publisher, Chronicle Books. And I'm going to apologize in advance for words that I might mispronounce. I'm going to do my best. Let me get situated so you can see the pictures. It was bedtime, and Yasmin waited for her mom to read her a story as she did every night. But this night was different. Mom came into her room and pulled back the curtains that hung over the window. "Come and take a look at the moon," she said. "What's so special about the moon?" Yasmin wondered. "See for yourself," Mom said. "That tiny little line?" Yasmin asked as she squinted into the darkness. "I can hardly see it." "I wonder if you can see it. There's some bright stars." "Do you see the tiny little sliver of the moon?" "You can hardly see it because it's the moon's first crescent," Mom said. "It means a new month is beginning." "A new month?" Yasmin asked. "But it's only the 17th. Or in our case, today is the 12th of May. "It's a new month in the Islamic calendar, which is based on the moon," Mom explained. "Long ago, people used the shape of the moon to keep track of days. They'd watch the moon grow bigger till it was full, then smaller till it disappeared. When the moon reappeared, a new month would begin." "Like tonight," Yasmin said. "Exactly. And do you know what month is starting tonight?" Mom asked. "The month of Ramadan," Yasmin answered. Yasmin had been looking forward to Ramadan. It was a time filled with delicious foods, new clothes, lots of parties, and her favorite thing ever, presents. At school the next day, Yasmin was proud when her class had a discussion about Ramadan. Her teacher, Mr. Sanchez, told the class, "During the month of Ramadan, many Muslim people fast each day." Does anyone know what that means? Yasmin did. "It means you don't eat or drink anything all day long," she shared. "You wake up before sunrise to eat, and then you don't have anything else until the sun goes down." Everyone had lots of questions about fasting. They especially wanted to know if kids had to do it. "Little kids don't fast," Yasmin said, "but maybe I'll try it for a day next year." Yasmin imagined a day without lunch, or snacks, or even a drink of water. That afternoon, while Yasmin and her little brother Bilal had snacks at home, Yasmin asked her mom if fasting was hard. "It can be hard sometimes, but I don't mind," Mom answered. "Fasting helps me remember to be grateful for the food I have and to be more patient." As the sun slowly started to go down into the sky, Yasmin helped Mom pile a plate high with fresh dates and prepare a pitcher of milk. These were the traditional foods to eat after the fast. Finally, sunset came, and Dad passed around the dates and said a little prayer. Everyone bit into the sweet, chewy fruits together, and the first fast of Ramadan was over. Then it was time for a special dinner with everyone's favorite foods. That weekend, Yasmin's family went to her cousin Humsa's house for the first of many Ramadan parties. Her aunt and uncle served a big dinner of beef kebabs, grilled vegetables, and fresh bread. Then there were tons of desserts, everything from chocolate fudge cake to rice pudding. After dinner, Yasmin peeked out the window at the moon. It looked like it was stuffed with good food, too, since it was now a thick crescent. See how the moon has changed from the first page, just like it changed from the first day of the new month of Ramadan. The next week, Mom and Dad spent hours in the kitchen cooking up huge pots of food to bring to the mosque. Yasmin and Bilal made cupcakes too. Ramadan is a time for sharing, Dad explained. Not everyone has as much to eat as we do. The mosque was filled with people that weekend, and soon all of the cupcakes were gone. As Yasmin walked outside after evening prayers, she felt good about helping others. She looked up at the moon, which was half full now, like a half-eaten cupcake. See the moon? It changes a little bit every night and every week. The days of Ramadan quickly flew by. Every night, Yasmin looked for the moon. One night, when Grandma was visiting, she and Yasmin went for a walk after dinner. Together, they saw that the moon was a brilliant circle. "It's so pretty," said Yasmin, wishing she could see it closer. Subhanallah. Wait a second. Hold on, I'm going to try to get this right. It tells me in the back how to say it. Subhanallah, which roughly translates to glory to God. That was what Grandma said whenever she saw something wonderful. It was her way of being thankful for beautiful things. The full moon meant that Ramadan was already half over. Yasmin couldn't believe it. The next weekend, it was time for Yasmin's family to have a Ramadan party. Lots of friends and family came over in the evening for a big backyard barbecue. Dad set up a trampoline in the yard, and Yasmin, Bilal, and Humsa took turns leaping toward the stars, pretending they were on the moon. Meanwhile, a real half moon shone in the sky. I want to see if you can notice the difference between this half moon and the half moon from this page. There's one, and there's the other. The moon is changing. It went from a crescent moon to a half moon to I can't do it with my hands, to a full moon, to a half moon the other way. Now it's the other half of the moon that's glowing. Over the next week, Yasmin watched as the moon slowly changed to a crescent and then to a thin line. Kind of like the beginning, only it's the other side of the moon that she sees now. The month of Ramadan was coming to an end. Finally, one night, the sky was moonless. As hard as she looked into the blackness outside her window, Yasmin couldn't find the moon at all. "There's no more moon," Yasmin announced to her family. Yasmin couldn't wait for tomorrow, when the moon's first crescent would appear for a very special night, the night of the moon. The night of the moon meant that Ramadan was over and the following day would be the holiday of Eid. When the sun set the next evening, Yasmin's family went to the community center for a Night of the Moon celebration. Decorated with lights and shiny balloons, the place looked magical. There were lots of stalls where people sold clothes, jewelry, toys, snacks, and gifts from different countries. Yasmin bought some green metal bangles from India that jingled on her wrist. Bilal got a red hat with a big tassel that came from Turkey. And Mom picked out new clothes for the family to wear on Eid, including a pretty green dress for Yasmin. Later that night, Yasmin had her hands painted with henna paste in a beautiful pattern with moons and stars. The paste left a dark orange dye on her palms that would last for about a week and then fade away. Yasmin was excited to show her friends at school. When the family got home that night, Yasmin caught a glimpse of the moon's first crescent, so thin it was like a faint line of chalk in the sky. The next morning, Yasmin woke up to the sound of Bilal shouting, "Eid Mubarak!" This was the traditional greeting of Eid, a very happy day for Muslims all over the world. After a big breakfast together, Yasmin and her family dressed up in their new clothes and went to the mosque for Eid prayers. Everyone gathered on the lawn to wish each other a happy holiday and exchange the 3 hugs of Eid. Then Yasmin's family visited friends and relatives for the rest of the day. Everywhere they went, Yasmin and Bilal received little gifts of money called Eidi. For Yasmin, though, the best part of the holiday, better than the henna, the new dress, and all of the Eidi money she collected, was the surprise she got at bedtime. Mom and Dad called her into the family room and handed her a big box wrapped in shiny silver paper. "It's an Eid present, Yasmin," Mom said, smiling, "to help you watch for Ramadan to come again next year." Yasmin tore the paper off the box. It was a huge telescope. She stayed up late with Dad putting it together and setting it up in her bedroom. Then she took a look at the sky from the window, and this is what she saw. "Subhanallah," Yasmin whispered as she looked at the wonderful moon. She couldn't wait for Ramadan next year. I encourage you to take a look outside after it gets dark and look for the moon. I wonder if you can watch it change from one night to the next until one night, not too much longer, you won't see any moon at all. And then you will know that the month of Ramadan is coming to an end. And Eid is coming soon, and when it comes, we're going to read this book called Ilyas and Duck and the Fantastic Festival of Eid al-Fitr. So we'll read that when Eid actually arrives. But in the meantime, take a look at the moon and know that there are people all over the world observing the very holy and important holiday of Ramadan, which is all month long. And if you would like to see some more, here's some more good books that once we reopen at the library you can check out. This one's called Crescent Moons and Pointed Minarets, a Muslim book of shapes. This is another one with Ilyas and Duck, the same characters of the one we'll read later. Ramadan Joy. It's written by Omar Khawaja. And this series, there are several of them, are really special because the author came to visit the William Jeans Library twice, actually, a few years ago. And I think it's this one. He even autographed some of our books that we bought that he wrote. And one more that I would recommend, there are lots, but these are just a few that I have with me now, called Moon Watchers, Shirin's Ramadan Miracle. And maybe before today you might not have known what that meant, Moon Watchers, but now after hearing a little bit more about Ramadan, maybe you understand why a Muslim family might be watching the moon during this very special time. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you will join me again for some more books as we celebrate the month of May, and especially when we get to Eid and we read about that holiday. Bye!